you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? If you'd be so kind. Feels weird in here. Feels very weird. Ah, that'll be why. Oh, where's my thing gone? Where is it? Tomash, how you doing, bud? How's things? You alright? Mandy, ça va? Esther, how's things? You okay? Oh. You'll have to excuse the slightly out of breathness. I finished work at 7 o'clock. Since then I've been to Tesco, I've come back and a lightning storm has happened. I'll get there though. Can't complain, but frequently do. You can complain, but nobody will listen in the first place. That's what it is, isn't it? It's warm. Very close, very warm, very, very muggy. But the rain stopped, so hopefully it'll stop now. It'll stop being a dick. Botrice has currently joined the channel, and we have kicked off. Of course, I will be way behind everyone else because streaming is shit. Stop where you are now, thankfully. It was so bad earlier that the Sky TV went off, so if something happens and I disappear, it's down to that. It will be weather induced. And thankfully this wasn't yesterday. Our house alarm was going off and we couldn't turn it off. So my sister's boyfriend, who's a mechanic, who's a electrician, come round and sorted it out, unplugged it, let the battery run down, just so it went off and reset, but all the electric had to be switched off for a while. So if it was yesterday, we'd have got 20 minutes in or whatever it was, and then everything would have been off. Thunder over there on the oblong as well. It's weather all over the UK. It looks like weather all over Northern Europe, to be honest. Plenty of it. Lots of rain. Also in France, Ali sent a message earlier. It was bouncing down there as well. Turned it off and on again. Yes and no. It turned off and on, but it kept on going because it's got a battery in it. So he had to unplug or unwire the wire that goes from the battery box to the bell box on the front of the house, just to allow the battery to completely drain before anything else was plugged back in. So hopefully that's it, but we need to get it serviced. I think we'll get the landlords to get it serviced for us. We know there's a ray of sunshine in the Paris area. Ali, she said to say hello to everyone. Got me thinking as well, what if she's gone over there? It's on a secret mission to go and steal the Mona Lisa or something. And we're all being dead nice about it. Our Ali's gone to do this and gone to do that. And she's going for the heist of the century. Could happen, you never know. Neither team settled down yet. Unfortunately. Say hello back. I will do. Hello back. Gee, there's some heavy noises out there now. Proper heavy noises. I tried to get the Scouse wood pigeon earlier as well, but as soon as he heard the first rumble of thunder, he disappeared. Spain on the attack. Here we go, go, go. Oh, he's got to do better than that. So Fabian Ruiz at the back post with the header. Let's have a look at the replay now. It's a free header. You've got to do better than that, lad. Over the bar. No, not good enough. No excuse, no excuse. Hadden we goedenavond. I've done me bet, by the way. And as soon as this either comes in or is done, I am deleting Sky Bet. Shower of bastards. Their trading people have decided I'm no longer allowed to have promotions. I can't do the penalty kicks anymore. Not allowed. No idea, like. So, sod them, I will just delete an app that I've had for about 20 years. And I'll go with someone else. If you're watching Sky, I know you won't be. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah. Looking at the lightning map, Nederland is getting a light show. It will be, won't it? Yep, sod Sky Bet. I went on the contact us, so that I can't get on the what's it called, the penalty shootout, and then when I looked at promotions, it says you're ineligible. So oh yeah, the trading team have had a look at your account and decided that you're no longer entitled. So is there anything I've done? No. They just looked at your account and said no. All right, fair enough. Bye. Bet365 via Everton Rewards for Everton membership and 35 quid to spend on tickets and tours. Might be worth it for the tour. Already a season ticket holder, so I get loads of stuff off them anyway, but I'm on Betfair as well. Might stick with them for a while until they decide. You turn the TV off of lightnings there. Why? It's not 1970s anymore. You'll be alright. Everything's got surge protection now. Yep. 1-0 France. Kolo Muani. Discrimination. That's what you need, yep. Shower of bastards. You booked a tour, separate from the reward. You had 14 of credit to spend that was expiring. Going for a mooch round Goodison in August. It's well worth it. I went once and that was in the 90s, so I might have to go back again. Just see it from a different point of view. Dave Ixon was the tour guide that particular day. He was a mate of me granddad's. So we had a chat about him. The Spaniards don't look happy. The French are bouncing. Going to recreate my photo pitch side on the tunnel, only less stylish. No, less handsome. What? And about 2 foot smaller, maybe. I think that was a time when I genuinely thought I was Duncan Ferguson as well at some point. He's about 18 months older than me. Same height, same weight, same position. On the pitch, that is. Only I'm more big sunk than big dunk. Didn't I try the I'm a global YouTuber, don't you know line? No, doesn't work. Oh, poor Lego. Shaking between your legs, afraid of thunder. And there's nothing you can do about it, is there? Absolutely nothing you can do. Poor sod. Hopefully it gets rid of itself, blows itself out or wherever it is as soon as possible. Big hunk. Not quite. More like big chunk compared to what I was then. I've put on half a stone since then. Give his ears a massage, yeah. Not much else you can do really, is there? Louise is here. How are you doing? How's things? Do you want to flake in that, love? Oof. Spanish with an opportunity. Blobbed it.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Mandy, level 31. Are you shitting me? What? Incredible achievement, incredible. How's the kitchen? It's blue. Decorator's gone, flooring down 17th. Decorator gone back to Germany. How was his trip? Did he enjoy it? Tarjeta amarilla for Jesus Navas, isn't it? Got that one. Yep. Jesus Navas definitely plays bass in a Dexys Midnight Runners tribute band. I am 1,000,000% sure of that. Blue is good. Blue is always good. Made it back okay, by the looks of it. Did he have tales to tell? Adventures to describe? My stream is ahead of yours. What? How? I'm behind everyone. Didn't get to the stadium as they were asking 400 quid a ticket to enter the fan zone instead. So he could have stayed at home and just watched it on the telly anyway. Saved his ticket money. His flight over. Spent it on barbecue shite at Tesco. Very calming. Very, very calming. It's funny how they say blue is a calming colour. Ask every Evertonian, it is not remotely bloody calming. I'll tell you that. No more Zorro Mbappe yet. Must be healed enough. You had fun and met up with friends. That's fair enough then. Worth spending the cash if you've got some stories to tell and memories to cherish. Mbappe into the wall from a free kick. Very poor indeed. He hasn't really lit up the tournament, has he, Mbappe? Despite still being the poster boy for everything that France are doing. There's been much better players in the team than him. Cool colours, definitely cool colours. Chilling, very relaxing. Heard an item on the radio. Hotel in Dortmund is 10 times more expensive than usual. 800 instead of 80. Capitalism for you. What normally happens is if you book a hotel and all of a sudden a final ends up there, they will cancel your booking so they can sell it to someone else at massively inflated rates. Horrific. What flooring have you picked? Go on. What have you got? What flooring do you pick? I've never picked flooring before. Yes, someone will pay for it. Knowing the Brits, it will be, won't they? 10 of them just asleep on the floor. It'll still work out the same anyway then, won't it? French on the attack. Shot from Mbappe. Oh. French are looking dangerous just because the Spanish are so shit at the back. Vinyl in a floorboard pattern. In grillage. Don't ask. Vinyl floorboard pattern. Is that so it looks like floorboards, but you can keep it cleaner, easier, much more manageable? We've got a very thick vinyl. Looks like stone flooring, but it's vinyl. Very handy. Man, you've got stone effect line out. It's a bugger to be clean. It's a clean. Just get the mop out. It's quite handy. But I suppose you could do that with stone as well, couldn't you? Actual stone. Not that we could have it in our house. It wasn't built in 1999, so. Oh, Lamine Yamal, what a goal, lad. Jeez. What on earth? Youngest ever at a Euro champs. Asked your brother when he could pick line out when he burst out laughing. What a goal that is, man. He couldn't have placed that any better with his hands. What? Up, down, right into the corner. Genius. The genius. It's simply the best. Have you had a cold? It's simply the best. Better than all the rest. There's something very, very modern football, isn't it, about players wide mouth shouting "Vamos." And if you look at Bellingham, it's not just Spanish players, it's him as well. Corner to the Spaniards. Yeah, it showed a picture of him as a baby with Messi. But Messi was not more than a baby himself either, was he, at that point? Crazy. Messi must have been only about 20 or 21 or something at that point. Crazy. Cray. That's the sort of goal you want Harrison or McNeil to be scoring weekly, and they've both got it within their locker. I see Dwight McNeil's been a Finch Farm, hasn't he? During the summer with his dad. He was also I think he was a semi-pro, working on some of the technical sides or learning to use his right foot more, I think the phrase is. Steve, how you doing? Esther is definitely 40 seconds in the future. Steve and Helen, who is hidden behind the Spanish flag, who is still doing remarkable work in the field. Speaking of which, I caught another bird earlier. I've got another bird. I heard there was gulls, so I whipped my marlin out very quickly and managed to get a herring gull. The first herring gull I've managed. I was delighted with that. Considering how many gulls there are flying around constantly, they never ever make a bloody noise. And that one did tonight, so I collared it. Got. How's my olfactory system? I have not sneezed for a good couple of hours. And even then, I think that's because I went out. I'd just been out in the car. But inside the house, with my little machine in the corner over there, scrubbing the air for me, it's been great. Money well spent. Spaniards on the attack. Oh, 2-2, Spain. 2-1, tickle me Elmo. That's come off Jules Koundé. Might be an Oggy. Might be. Might not be, but it might be. Was it going on target? Was it? Well, me over 2.5 goals is in anyway. So, now, corners. Loads more corners. Come on. Loads of corners. There's been one so far. Loads of corners. You vicious pair of bastards. Oof, that looks like an own goal, doesn't it? Great play by Olmo, though. Back of the net. Kirsty, how you doing? Helen's got a migraine. Oh, poor sod. Horrible things, horrible. Lightning is right above you at the moment. It was above us as well earlier. It's scary how loud it is, isn't it? And how immediate. Both teams have played with a flair and energy, yes. Either of them could beat England. That's if England get through. They won't if they carry on playing the way they have so far in the tournament. You got Williams to score, France most corners and something else. 11-1 freebie builder bet. I've got Spain to win, Williams to score, Nacho to be carded, over 2.5 goals, which is in, and 3+ corners for each team in each half. So come on, corners. Me one corners. Plenty of them. There'll surely be no guarantees with England. Depends on who turns up. On the day they can beat anybody in world football, and could also get beat by San Marino or someone shite. Ellen suffered with migraines and vertigo since the moans kicked in about 7 years ago. Oh man. Migraines are horrible, aren't they? I used to get them as a kid. Smoking jacket money, definitely. What's half a goal? Over 2.5 means 3 or more goals. It's apparently it's easier to write on a betting slip over 2.5 than it is 3 or more goals. But it just looks stupid when you see it written down. That's for all those who are wondering what that question is. What's half a goal? It's on your betting slip. Oh, you're talking about France or Spain, right? Well, France or Spain will beat either England or Netherlands, depending on who goes through. Unless something spectacular happens. They are two very, very strong teams, this. Strong all over the park. You had them for as long as you can remember. Just thought they were normal headaches until you saw a pic of the tunnel vision. Yes, they're slightly different, aren't they? And you can normally, well, I don't know, most people I've spoke to can normally see it starting to happen by the flickering lights on the periphery. Once that starts, it's fairly sure that a migraine will follow. So you get yourself in, eyes covered, lie down in a darkened place. Got Koeman, yes, I know. I still wake up in a cold sweat thinking about Ronald Koeman. Horrific, horrific man. Koeman with his head like a Christmas Day Halloween pumpkin, yep. With his head like a slightly underinflated space hopper. With his head like a smackhead's leather sofa. Very annoying when it happens, absolutely. Question from the cheap seats. Hello in the cheap seats. Thought the last person to touch the ball before it went in scored. Why would there be doubt if it was an own goal? If the ball is on target, no matter if it takes a deflection or not, it's still classed as being the goal of the striker. If it was going wide or off target and then it hit someone and went in, it's an own goal. And I think that's all down to, I think it might be down to betting, to be honest with you. They had to differentiate between the two. So, at the moment, on Sky anyway, it's showing as a Koundé own goal, so it must have been going wide. But if it was going on target, their idea is, if that player wouldn't have been there, it would have gone in. Whether he touched it or not. Whereas, if Koundé hadn't have been there, the ball would have gone wide. So it's an own goal. Does that make sense? Some great pics on Twitter. Koeman as a woman. Is that app? I think someone went through, didn't they? Did all the Premier League managers as women. I think Arteta came off quite well, if I remember rightly. Steve, you only had one migraine, you think, after you headed a shot away in a game, you're fine about 4 hours after you couldn't move or open your eyes. Jeez, man. Got to be careful, haven't you, heading that ball. I think that's why my dad's got some issues with his head. Years and years back in the 70s of heading balls that were like concrete. And you look at people like Jeff Astle, poor sod. Until fantasy football came along, he was just left on the scrap heap with his brain slowly going. You know, it's ridiculous. Got to look after these players. Yeah, own goal will depend on how much the bookies will lose. But I think that might have been part of the rationale behind it. if you got an independent panel or board to have a look at these things, then it's a fact whether or not the bookies want to say yes or no. In theory. You'll be very careful on the golf course, bloody hell, yeah. Which pick of Rod Stewart? Plenty of them around. Keep thinking OG stands for original. Well, OG doesn't stand for original either, does it? Well, it does and it doesn't. I always thought OG was original gangster. After all, it's a song by Ice-T. You're an OG, you are an original gangster. Not one of these pretend gangster rappers. You were someone that was there popping caps in asses and things. And then it's been subsumed into the daily lexicon to mean original. Ali, well, no, sorry, not Ali anymore. While you're over there, you are LA Bennett, LA. How's it going? I did that rule about the same time as they changed the rules about handball. Well, they change the rules on handball every couple of weeks. But, yeah, around about the same time they started messing with that. I'm sure it's to avoid problems with bets going on. If someone else makes the decision as to whether it's an own goal or not, the punters and the bookies can't complain. They've said it's an own goal, therefore it is an own goal. And if you ask the players, all defenders would rather a forward have the goal, all forwards would rather the forwards have the goal. Oh, just wide deflection. Well, it brings me on to another thing that I absolutely hate. I think you mentioned it last week, didn't you, Tomasz? The ball was going wide until someone volleyed it into their own net. But we should give the goal to the forward because he really worked hard and he finished all his tee and he did his own work. So we should give him the goal even though he was nowhere near the ball at the time. Fuckwits. I can put up a French flag. I can. LA. Mandy, remind me of that later. I'll tell you what I'll do. The flag that's on the screen, I have that on my phone, so I'll print that off. Bang, it'll go there. We could have got Louise's handyman. Oh, he's behind there, isn't he? Louise's handyman to the decorator to get on one of the lives from Germany. We could have had a Germany as well then. Wonder where else we can get. How can we get more flags? Want all the flags of the world, man. Avez-vous stolen la Mona Lisa? Bonjour tout le monde. Hello to the world. Turn a Dutch one on its side. No, that'd be offensive to the Dutch flag. A flag that I genuinely love as well. Brings back great memories when I see it. Plus, Nederland is much better than France anyway, so to hell with them. Are you going to the city tomorrow to see the Eiffel Tower? You'll recognise it when you see it. It looks like Blackpool Tower, only not quite as good. Yes, Ali, have you got your parachute with you? Did you go to the Rodin Museum? Or the Limp Bizkit Museum as it's known? Keep Rodin. Visit the catacombs. You're in the countryside. Very nice. Keep off the grass, you nearly got arrested. That kind of grass was it. Where you are, there are no footpaths. Are you staying on a canal boat? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Disney. No, he did. The neighbourhood. The hood. Not going to Disney. Probably save yourself not going there. It's like the American Disney, but with worse weather. From what you showed earlier on, much worse weather. Yep, don't bother going to Disney. Go to Nederland and visit the Efteling. Much better. Plus you'd also see Hadvig as well, of course. A Brucey bonus. Oh, here we go. Spain on the attack. Corner. Corner. Come on, more corners. France need another corner. Come on. 5 minutes to get one more corner and then replicate it in the second half. Yep. L'Arc de Triomphe, Notre Dame, Sacré-Cœur. Arc de Triomphe. Always love seeing that on the Tour de France when they're going around Paris. That sprint up the Arc de Triomphe is absolutely amazing. Efteling way better. Euro Disney overrated. Yep. Corners going well. Now I need one more French corner at least in this half. 5 minutes to get a corner. Get forward, you useless cheese-eating surrender monkey bastards. Come on. It's a Simpsons thing, by the way, not me. Neighbourhood video, neighbourhood. Which one though? The storm or the neighbourhood, the hood? Hang on. There's Ali in the hood. It's an Everton Tower there, isn't it? Lovely looking place. Can't argue with that. Very, very nice. Very smart gaff. Come on, corner, corner. Au revoir, mon ami. Voulez-vous coucher, etc. You've only been to the Efteling, Europa Park and Toverland. Have you spotted your target yet? Bonjour et bonne nuit, Ali. Bonnes vacances. Come on, corner. very fancy. It looks a lovely place. They've only got roller coasters and expensive fast food. Not a good combination, to be honest with you. Yeah, Ali, we have decided that you are an international gun for hire. The ginger sniper. You like roller coasters and the Anton Peak vibe. Never been on a roller coaster. I am panicked about heights, so I don't know, not my style, I think. Yeah, I lived in Boxtel, so you're always in the Efteling every 5 seconds. So a seasonal pass, did you? Because you just giggle all the way through the ride, do you? It's weird how it affects some people. Some people literally just laugh their way through it and it's the funniest thing ever. Others are absolutely panic stricken. Ali the Assassin. Ooh. I should have AI'd a ginger assassin, shouldn't I? Wearing an island shirt. Oh, Tom Tom Toms. Yes, there was Tom Tom Toms as well. Went all that way to see Tom's. Tom Tom Toms. Loads of Toms. Here a Tom, there a Tom, everywhere a Tom Tom. Tomatoes everywhere. We struggle to get them in England at the moment, or the UK at the moment. And the ones that you do are about 4 days past the best. Roller coasters aren't for you. You went on the one from 1914 in Copenhagen. Quite enough. Southport used to have a good wooden one as well, didn't he? Can't remember the name of the thing, but sure it was the biggest wooden roller coaster left in Britain, if I remember rightly. Those are the best, the shaking and cracking and creaking and oh no man. Yes, I think I'll be losing weight on them. It had someone on it operating brakes. Fuck that sky high. If you slept on a job, you get a free ride. Straight to the psychiatrist, I would have said, bastards, bastards. 2 when I needed 3. Evils. Oh well, that's the end of my Sky Bet career. Some tomatoes en route from the garden chez moi. Do you grow them? Do you grow your own? Tom's Toms. Tom to Tom Tom's Toms. Rain likely for the next few hours. You don't say. I'll let you off now. No worries. Catch you later. Nah, I'll avoid that one. There's an old wooden roller coaster on the Pleasure Beach at Great Yarmouth. They filmed the Madness video, House of Fun. Yep. I can picture that now. I know the video quite well. Groovy Train by The Farm. The video to that was recorded on the roller coaster at Southport Pleasure Beach. We need to bring that back. More bands should be making videos at roller coastery places around the UK. Man, the last roller coaster you were on was a wooden one. Put you right off, thought it was falling to pieces. It might well have been. Not really well looked after, and they put them in all the places where they shouldn't really be. They're always by the seaside, aren't they? With all that salty moisture and what have you. Yep, Ali, we'll say hello to everyone for you. Fact. There you go. You're on there. Everyone knows you're saying hi now. It's on there. Did 8 Mile Radius have a roller coaster video? Going round on the caterpillar through the apple. They may well have done. Although I think theirs was recorded in Disneyland in LA. And it's a small world after all. They were on that little watery thing going round. Salty moisture. It has all gone a little bit jinxy, hasn't it? Very claggy I find on those roller coasters. You sure that Dan be arranged? No, I'll have to do it, not Dan. He's busy doing other stuff. I will have to interrogate the artificial intelligence to get that one made. What did I do the other day though? I was having a play on AI. And then came up with that. Not really great. Lancaster bomber flying at night. I'd been watching Guy Martin. Jeff, definitely Jeff. It's a bit wet at Lakenheath today. Pretty much rained all day there, right? It's a shame, isn't it? Jinxie's not even here. Here in spirit though. I can hear that Scouse wood pigeon again. How was the Guy Martin thing? It was superb actually. I watched it when I finished on the stream. He's a really good presenter anyway, because he's just a normal fella. He's not remotely normal, but he's normal in the same way that Fred Dibner was normal as well. Relatable, not normal, relatable. But yeah, it's absolutely fascinating what he did to have a look at where the plane had crashed and everything, and then subsequent. Well worth watching if you can. I love stuff like that anyway. Does the weather affect Helen migraine wise? Do you know what? I know what you mean by that. The barometric pressure can dictate whether or not you get one. And if you do get one, how bad it is. It's weird, isn't it? Jinxie's always here, even if it's just in spirit, she is. Got to be careful though. Mention that name 3 times and she appears. The stealth fighters were so stealth they disappeared. They're supposed to, aren't they? That's why they're called stealth fighters. Fred Dibner, Northern Hero. It's 3-word epitaph, innit? Fred Dibner, Northern Hero Bloke. The KC-135 just flew over your house at under 10,000 feet. Makes a huge difference. As soon as planes start getting a little bit low, the noise out of them is a hell of a lot more, and they look huge, don't they? I've sorted out a gimbal as well, by the way, for my mobile phone. So hopefully I can get a bit more smooth stuff. And it's also, as you get hold of it, it's got a little wheel on the side so you can zoom in and out. And obviously it's smooth, so I can also push it so it goes up and down and things. I should have a bit more control over it. I might be able to get some better shots. Don't think so. Cut out chocolate for years because you thought it was that. I did, and I never got one for ages, to the point where now I can eat chocolate again without it affecting me. But I'm sure I'm slightly lactose intolerant, so I've cut out a lot of milky stuff. That might have helped as well. No more cow milk. It was loud. They will be, man. Under 10,000 feet. Jeez. See, that went out for a throw in. That could have been a corner, you bastards. Did they use all 4 engines when they're low, or did he cut them out and just use 2? I can't remember which plane it was that I've seen. It uses 2 at a certain level, then one goes higher and higher. What the bleed now? What's he playing at? Rod Stewart. Yes, he looks like a sort of a trans Ken Dodd there, doesn't he? Strange. Very strange. And then you've got Charlie Mullen, the Pimlico plumber, who's had loads of work done, and it looks bloody awful. And he looks a bit like Rod Stewart, so everyone's been referring to him as Diner Rod Stewart, which I think is a superb nickname. Yeah, it's a strange look, that, isn't it? Sure, you got wheat and lactose issues, but you can't be without bread and dairy, like. Got to fight through it. Dairy, like, well, you can get plant-based Philadelphia and things like that, which isn't bad. It's not the same, but it isn't bad. I'm sure you can get Dairy Lee as well. Yeah, oh, that was it. Yeah, it was Garth Brooks, wasn't it? Ireland didn't have a name. Unless she's just a Norfolk correspondent, of course. Her official title. I don't know if it's there's thunder miles away. There might be. Just a weird undercurrenty sound out there. Thank you for the Dutch advert with a ginger cat. Yep. It does look like a post-op Ken Dodd. Mind you, if you watch Still Game, there's there's a woman in that who looks like Ken Dodd, which is part of the joke about it. Oh, fucking hell, it's hilarious. Vegan cheese is getting better and better these days. I tried some ages ago when it was bloody awful, and I tried some not too long ago and it is so much better. Still nowhere near as good. Oh, by the way, even though I am slightly lactose intolerant myself, I have bought some Gouda tonight for a snack later. Gouda and brood. Just gotta fight through it, man. Yeah, definitely getting much better. In fact, everything vegan, everything plant-based is getting much better. We're starting to get a handle on what makes food taste the way we like it. And I'm managing to get it closer to the way we like it anyway. Probably never be the same, but I suppose there's a trade-off, isn't there? Knowing that you're doing better for your body and better for the environment and better for the animals compared to just a little bit less tasty than the other stuff. So, I don't know, I think it's nice. It used to be awful. Yep. Terrible. Philly with chives is not a vegan option. Can you not get vegan chives? Sure you can. Come on, football. Oh, is he trying to be John Thompson, is he, off the Fast Show? Being the Arsenal fan. Why do vegans want cheese? I think they like cheese before they turn vegan and miss it. The same with bacon. I'm convinced every single vegetarian in the world can be lured away from vegetarianism by bacon. Convinced of it. Got Philadelphia but no crackers yet. Kirsty, you are a cracker. There you go. Taste and texture and appearance. Loads of vegan substitutes are very good. They are getting better. It never used to be. Even if the taste was nice. The atmosphere. What am I talking about? The fucking atmosphere. The feel of it in your mouth was just... Nah, not having this. It's horrible. It's getting much better. Call it something else. Cheese comes from animals, not a bean. They have to come up with something. But it's working. It is getting better. And I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan by any stretch of the imagination, but I am starting to eat more plant-based and vegetarian stuff, just little bit by little bit. I find that if I want a microwave meal, a lasagna, I'd rather have the vegetarian one. It's less claggy, if you know what I mean, less claggy. There's no good vegan alternative to bacon yet. Nothing will ever be the same. Kirsty, you are most welcome. You know you are. Faking. Rubbish, hadn't it? Call it curd strips. See, I'd buy curd strips. Maar er worden ongehouden zo fucking girl. You make some curd strips on toast. Curd strips on la. Yet we don't make hamburgers from Germans. Nor frankfurters from them either. You watch this, there's only about 3 million corners in this half. Bastards. This has been veggie for 10 years. Recently she started getting issues. Doctor told her to start eating meat again. So I eat what I feel like when I feel like, but it's just nice to eat less of what occasionally makes me feel a little bit, I Don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? It's all a bit heavy and what have you. Claggy, I think it's claggy. A claggy stomach. Interesting start to the second half anyway. Has he done his hammy? Has he pinged the string? Like the Vivera range, I've had a few bits and pieces from them. Get a good dietitian. It's all about balance, isn't it? That's what we need. Everyone needs that balance. No. I don't even know who I want to win this. I don't think I really care, to be honest. Both good teams, aren't they? Yeah, as long as the 3 million corners are French and Williams scores. That'd annoy me even more, that though, to be honest. If Williams scores. So annoying, man. Female comedian said, if you won't do the guilt, you can't have the shapes. And, do you know what, I like that one? Yeah, if there's good vegan alternatives, should be trying to find what fits in best with what the body needs and what the individual wants as well. You think hamstrings are like cheese strings? With certain players they are, unfortunately. And some players' thighs are like bleeding cheese strings as well. You had one or two recently who get injured on a question of sport. That's how bad that is. Never done my hamstrings. Thankfully, never done them. My adductor muscle was bad enough. Yeah, I wouldn't tell a Muslim to start eating pork. You could try. They wouldn't take much notice of you. Eat what you feel good by. Pork alternative strings, they are now, aren't they? I've pulled a pork alternative string. Oh, Spanish on attack again. Went nowhere. Ball in by Mark Cucurella, the only player to have been named after a car horn. True story. You know what? You've got vegetarische lager products, but unfortunately they contain too much salt. Not good for you. Not good for your blood pressure, definitely not. Yeah, let people eat what they feel like, as long as they respect your decision to eat what you want. There shouldn't be people throwing paint on you just because you eat meat. If you don't want to eat it, fine. And also, if you want to give me a leaflet telling me why I shouldn't eat it, fine, do it. But don't tell me that I can't, because you'll soon find out that I can. More respectful dialogue would help people get a lot further, I think. Thunder. Is that in the skies, or are you listening to shite 1980s music again, Louise? Steve, the worst that you pulled is your oblique. What? Oh man, that sounds so painful. Any pulled muscle sounds horrible. I don't think I've actually properly pulled any muscle. one of the benefits of being stretched, I think, being really tall and whatever, tall and thin. My legs are like long and thin, so even when I run, I don't sprint. I know fast-paced sprints to begin with. Once I get into my stride, I can shift a bit. Not pinging anything. Oh man, obliques. That must have really hurt that. Still less salt than in meat. Peas make us good. Yeah, good policy, Mandy, exactly. I'd have plenty of time to listen to someone if they just said to me, have you ever thought about becoming a vegetarian? These are the reasons why we think it would benefit you and the planet. And at the end, if you said, well, I'll take that on board, but I want to keep on eating meat, they went, all right, fair enough. If you ever change your mind, here is some literature. Yep, fine, I will do that. Thank you very much. If you did stuff like that, you might get more converts and you get people possibly being less anti-vegetarian. That's the way I see it anyway. Cornet. Another corner to France. Balls, I can't win anymore, but if you can, Tomash, come on. Nothing wrong with 80s music. Do you know what? Bizarrely, my nephew who's into Iron Maiden and stuff like that suddenly started getting into the Beatles and the Smiths, and then loads of 80s stuff. So all this week when I've been wandering around the house, there've been 80s channels on MTV. Oh, header on target. And then on his phone he's been playing 80s stuff. It sounds like he's going through a real 80s phase at the moment, which I don't mind, as long as it's not 80s poodle rock, bloody hair rock. Tipping it down. Is it tipping it down? It's raining heavy here, but not like it was earlier. Felt like someone had set fire to your hip. Oh, man. I think it's one of those muscles as well, isn't it? Or one of those areas that no matter what you do, you're moving slightly. The whole sort of body pivots and what have you. There's no getting away from it. Go Poodle Rock. No. Well, you've seen Thunder, the band, twice. It's just not my style. Not my style at all. In the same way I can't understand why people go mad for Green Day. This fantastic punk band who are not remotely punk. A lot of the heavy bands and the punk bands, if you turn the distortion down on the guitars, it is straightforward pop. There's nothing remotely edgy about it at all. And just because Billy Joe Anderson, he's the fat bastard who used to run Liverpool Council, Joe Anderson. Billy Joe Armstrong, is it? Just because he wears coal makeup doesn't make him a punk, I'm afraid. This is someone who grew up listening to punk in the 70s. Know what I mean? Used to buy a Wiener Schnitzel. Since your heart issues, you haven't touched it. I haven't had a Wiener Schnitzel in absolutely ages. Now that you mentioned schnitzel. Used to have that in the hotel that we stayed in. We lived in a hotel in Enschede for about 2 months, I think it was 2 months, until we got the house sorted. And I used to have schnitzel and chips constantly. Oh man, I love that. What a great hotel. They give me a Adidas Tango football from FC20. You're not allowed to play on the grass outside. I was allowed to play on the grass outside. They were sound with me. Just having a little kickabout on my own. It was great. I love that. Such carefree days. Storm appears to be over. Let's hope so. Try doing what you do for a living. Oh mate, no. I wouldn't want to do what you do for a living, full stop. Never mind with some kind of bleeding pain, whether it's pulled muscles, aching back, sore knees, a cold, none of that. I'll sit at my desk. I don't mind doing that. I'll sit here pressing click every now and then and go, oh, my finger's really hurting today, you know. I can do that. That's what I can do. Although I do miss that feeling of doing a proper day's work, going home, having a bath or a shower, knowing that you've earned your keep that day. Worst muscle ache you ever had was the pelvic floor. Oh, man. I wouldn't mind going dancing on the pelvic floor. It just sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds like a place in Ibiza. There's a phone party on the pelvic floor. No. Still nothing there. Boy on radar says niche. Eyeliner and a moody bugger. Not really punk. Although, that does sound like Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten combined. Yeah. Been listening to Viv Albertine's autobiography. Her first one. Music. Boys. What's the other one? Something. She goes on about she was mates with all them lot. Sid Vicious. John Rotten, as she was calling him, not Johnny, John. Burn alarm was the radar thing as well. Your music policy is pretty much the same as your food policy. Don't knock your preferences and you won't knock theirs. Fair dues. Although, my gaff, my rules, no Ed Sheeran, no fucking Coldplay, end of story. Not asked whether you like it or not, it's not going on the dookie. It's going off. Not having it. Zero tolerance. Live and let live. Yeah, I'm absolutely 100% behind that, apart from no Ed Sheeran, no fucking Coldplay, right? We've got to have some standards in this gaff. No bloody Ipswich fans. A problem with pitch invaders, haven't we? The whole tournament. People getting on every 5 seconds. Nothing gets mentioned about it. If it happens in the Premier League, though, teams are getting threatened with expulsion and all kinds. Is that more thunder? Can't work out if it's thunder, a plane, or someone playing drums shitily. No Taylor Swift. Someone's going to have to explain Taylor Swift to me. I really genuinely don't get it. No Ipswich fans, but Coldplay did sing Yellow. They did actually, yeah. Oh, Simon with the save there. Almost 2-2. Almost Bishop Desmond. Let's get it right. Coldplay's first two albums, was it Parachutes and A Rush of Blood to the Head, was it? Some good stuff on there. And then they just carried on making the same record over and over again. As did the Stereophonics. Genuinely, I think they could just get the same 12 songs, put them in a slightly different order with new artwork, and their fans would not notice the difference. I reckon Stereophonics the first ever AI band. We didn't realise it at the time. Anyway, if it's not 8 Mile Radius, I don't want to know. I was listening to a bit of prog earlier on in the car. Went to pick Jess up from work, and then rather than trying to educate her with 80s indie. I'll throw a bit of Yes on. Bit of Fragile. I wanted to remake that song as well. Look at the dog. Look at how it yelps for me. I'm going to throw it in the sea because it's Old Yeller. But it might have been triggering. Literally. Just wish you buy a t-shirt that's not kiddie size. Them fucking stupid little arms that he has on him. He deserves a slap. Now, I'm not saying to anybody out there, go and slap him, but, he deserves a fucking slap. Did you check out the Vulcan video? No need for language like that. Oh, you mean the... yeah, I did. I meant to put it on here, didn't I? And I've just been arsing around working today, unfortunately. One of the problems with doing the match hatch is that I don't need to do any prep, really. Apart from changing the flags. Sorry, the flags. Yeah, amazing. Those planes are incredible. The noise, wow. Why can't they make more of them? Make more Spitfires as well. And also, while they're at it, Ford, if you'd like to go make some Mark 1 Escorts, please. With uprated modern suspension, steering, engines that actually work, things like that. That would be nice. Put it on the list. Good. Thank you, Mandy. Put it on the list. Remind me. And I will stick it on so that I can just play it on the screen. I thought I had time as well, but I didn't. I had to have a shower. And then my nephew said we're out of washing up liquid and spongy scourers and something else. So bollocks, I've got to go there now as well. So I was sprinting around like a knob. Otherwise I might have had a little bit of time to do it. Bring back the Harrier, definitely. Incredible. That feat of engineering. Stunning. There should be loads more of old school stuff. I mean, they brought back the Fiat 500, the Mini, and the Volkswagen Beetle updated, which is, it's fine, very retro, but obviously the appetite is there for retro stuff. Make a Mark 1 Escort. Make it look exactly like the old Mark 1 Escort. That's the thing, that was the beautiful thing about it, was the way the car looked. Make it, uprate it. Don't charge through the bleeding roof for it. There's a couple of old cars that are near me. Mark 1 Golf, not a GTI, just a standard road car. It looks so much better than the jelly mould shite that you get. Why not just bring some of the old school back? A Peugeot 205 1.9 would sell absolutely through the roof, I would have thought. Or the 205 Rally, even that would as well. Give Mandem what he wants. You do, the jump jet. Oh, you can buy the Escorts 1 and 2. The company in Wales, they do cost you an absolute fortune. I've seen them. They're also, that's at a Euro Millions tonight. I'm going to ring them up in the morning because they also do a Mercedes SL Pagoda. Updated, uprated, stunning looking thing. That's going to be the best part, about $500,000, that though, I think. Love them though. That Mark 1 Escort is absolutely incredible. My uncle had the Mark 2 and then he got rid of it and got a Mark 3 Cortina. It's funny, I was watching it's a Hullenbach, Only Fools and Horses. And there's parts of it where Slater's in the back of the car, and his driver Terry, he's in the front, and he goes round the corner somewhere, but he's not supposed to be going. And when they show you the dashboard, all the stuff that's on the dashboard is exactly the same as my uncle's old Cortina. Just the memories come flooding back straight away, and the smell of the polish that I was using in there. Mad. Every time I see it, it's the same. I can smell that polish and I remember exactly where I was. Yes, it used to Bauer Air shows, it did, didn't it? No other planes doing that. A couple of helicopters might, but you're not going to get a plane doing it. Bound alarm and radar says in half an hour. Ooh, good luck. There's a place near you where you can rent a classic car for some unknown reason. Been there for years now. I'm wondering, is that the same place Matt from High Peak Autos went somewhere down south and he rented a couple of big old American cars and then a couple of other things? I'm wondering if that's anywhere near you as well. Oh no, it was Wales he went to, sorry, yeah. It wasn't London, it was that Wales down south. Loads of places where you can hire stuff. Good for TV shows. Yeah, so the program, a company that turns cars into electric cars, anyone that you want, it is not cheap. It is definitely not cheap. So if you like the shape and the way it looks and everything, but you'd rather it be electric, you better have some money in your pocket. Very short, hardly any wind, just quick hard rain. Nothing like the storm, they said. Now, we have had storms over the UK, so you never know, it might be following on to where you are. It's definitely thundering here again now. And it looks like it's going towards the northeast, so you're probably safe from that. But if you got the money, you can have anything made. Absolutely. Squire made 2 Land Rovers and 19 or 110 for Vinnie Jones. It took 7 years to do, but they're stunning. 7 years is a long time to wait, but if at the end of it you've got something that is truly unique. So the vids from Brussels, it wasn't good there. The Antique Road Trip might get a couple of those cars. There's loads of places where they do hire cars out to companies that are making period correct TV shows. So things like Life on Mars and Ashes to Ashes, they would have had to hire those cars from places nearby, Last of the Summer Wine and things like that. They used to do it as well, looking for 50s and 60s cars, Heartbeat. So if you've got an old car, you can make a bit of money out of it. Matt from Furious Driving was talking about it in his latest video. He's got a Crown Victoria, big American thing, and he was offered money to lend it to someone, but it wasn't roadworthy. But he could have just, the money that you would have made on that would have paid for possibly his road tax or something. Good way of making some extra Dwayne Eddies. Yeah, Guy Martin made the fastest electric car with the Welsh fella from that classic electric car program. Guy Martin is absolutely insane. That series that he did with the world's fastest van, he was going to be the fastest cyclist, wasn't he? The fastest electric car. There was something else that he did as well. He's got no fear whatsoever. Mad, lovable bastard. Mind you, anybody who does the Ironman TT needs their head checking. Yes. It's getting worse now. Brussels was horrible. Wheelie bins floating and a metro station flooded. What? Saf's had heavy rain as well. Streets flooded. It's weird, all the places that are not used to floods are having them. And in places where you would expect them, where they need them, they haven't really arrived. If we flip the monsoon, there's going to be absolute bedlam. Yeah, dead laid back fella as well. As long as he's got his cup of tea, he's happy. Guy Martin. Or Guy Martin, depending where you're from. Où est le Guy Martin? Yeah, open him and his mum are okay. Poor old Sticky as well, eh? Yep. Saf's not been in the chat for a while. Our mate from South Africa. He's normally here, but he's had a few wrinkles in the path recently. Hopefully things are alright. Good lad as our Saf. Yep, Saf the Safa. French don't appear to realise they're getting beat here. No urgency from them whatsoever. Oof. Over the bar, tail and Anders. Got to keep them down, man. The fans do, yeah. The players seem to be wandering around as if it's alright. We've got all the time in the world. Yeah, ocean is warming. More energy in the air, more rain, more storms. Far more. All over the globe. Steve, you get really emotional when you watch the Second World War documentaries. Yeah, I thought it was absolutely incredible to see how far the Dutch government goes, and the fact that they still believe that they owe this massive debt to this day. If there's a way of finding those bodies and giving them a grave, they will do. It's absolutely incredible. It must give some comfort to the families, knowing that they're not just forgotten. They aren't just like a number on a regimental sheet. They're still people to the Dutch government. Yeah, watching that Guy Martin thing when he found when they found the cigarette cases. What? Sorry, spoilers. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, we're getting loads of it in the Northern Hemisphere. And the Southern Hemisphere's got far less land. It's still happening there as well. Mikel Merino wants to help the defensive course. He is a fine jumper, he is. He's an absolute wool though, isn't he? Yeah, every once in a while remains are found. They always try and put a name to them. That show that we were talking about, Guy Martin, trying to find people that we knew disappeared in the IJsselmeer. The lengths that they went to find them was absolutely incredible. The money was there, just straight away. What you need, we need to go and find these people, give them a proper grave, and they did. And it's 80 years later. There's not going to be too many people around who were there at the time. But as a nation, that belief that we still owe a debt of honour, that's a lovely thing to do. Just wish that some of our people had looked at it the same way as well. It wasn't just Brits that fought in that war. There was people from all over Europe and the rest of the world as well. Sikhs, Gurkhas, Poles, Canadians. Lots of people are owed a huge debt. Yeah, there's still 200 aircraft lost in the IJsselmeer. Which, it's not small, but it's not a massive lake by any stretch of the imagination. To have still 200 aircraft in there. It's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah, Louise, I love that as well. Don't show the remains out of respect to the families. Absolutely superb. It's as if a lot of thought has gone into what they do, not just, here's the money, go and sort it out. They've got an actual plan. If we find stuff, this is what we're going to do. Depending on what we find, then the next step is this, and this. We'll speak to the families and then they can do what they want, but brilliant. Yeah, it's not that deep. 4 meters at its deepest point, but it's huge. So it doesn't sound like a lot of water, really. But it is, yeah, IJsselmeer, it is, yeah. It is still a lot of water, even 4 meters. When you expand by the actual size of the thing, it's a lot of water. Oh, Lamar just over. Why have I just called Lamine Yamal Limal? Fuck's sake. I'll never hear the end of it. Be a never-ending story, obviously. Storm started. Storm at last. Batten down the hatches and all that jazz. Just want no thunder and lightning. Just stay in the house, away from the window, you'll be alright. (1,100 square kilometres by 4 metres deep). That is a hell of a lot of water. Again, it doesn't sound overly big, or when you look at it on a map, it doesn't look that big. And to have 200 aeroplanes still in there, but it's a bloody big place, isn't it? Bit of Kajagoogoo, aye, bit of Kajagoogoo. I don't mind a bit of Kajagoogoo. And U2BR rather than too shy. I love the fact as well that there's a never-ending story 2, which would suggest that the never-ending story 1 actually ended. Just me, no. Bit of Lamal. All you had weather-wise was a couple of short showers and one downpour, no thunder or lightning. By no thunder or lightning, are they two 80s poodle bands, are they? We know what thunder is. Lightning also a poodle band. You don't get them, man. You don't get them like we do, because that's where they all come from. That first little bit of cool air that the heat hits is by going upwards over Ururi and then coming to us. That is proper autumn weather out there now. Genuine proper autumn. That's the kind of weather where you're normally walking home from the ground after getting beat 4-0. It's that kind of weather, that kind of rain. It's a shame it's raining so hard here, otherwise I'd have put me gimbal outside. See if I could make some decent video of the stuff as well. Made a couple of good videos last night with using the gimbal, just to test it. Zoom and pan and hyperlapse all at once. Oh, Mbappe over. You've got to take some pics. We're sitting on the floor with Lego. How's Lego getting on? Is he alright? Have you calmed him down? Definitely 4-0 weather. Sit in the car and question life choices, or get on the bus and the windows are all steamed up. And there's always some owl fella sat on the front. These are fucking shite. There we go, go. Yep. If the French want to stay alive in this tournament, they're going to have to get their asses into gear very, very quickly. Dogs are both sleeping now. Good. No more bad weather. Yeah, normally do video, take screenshots. It's getting worse out there now. I have to keep checking to make sure the rain's not coming in sideways. Because it's really warm and the window needs to be open, but I also don't need that coming in, blowing the house up. Keeping the dogs comforted definitely takes priority, it does. Good. Ugh, come on. You'd long been suspecting Arven's ears only work selectively. She doesn't respond to fireworks and thunder. But if you say something like, food, walkies, din-dins, all of a sudden they prick up. Cheating. It's not cheating. It's using all available methods. I tried earlier and it was just bloody awful. It was too light. So if there was any lightning, you couldn't even see it anyway. How can I now open the window and shut it at the same time? At the moment it's open. If it starts raining in sideways, it will have to be shut. It's been a few times in here when I've had the window open. It's been raining in sideways. Oh, well, it's thundery anyway. She does hear it when you open the rabbit ear jar, though. Obviously, at that point, there's a little thing at the back of the brain which suddenly fires into life, doesn't it? Schrodinger's window. It is, but it's staying open until I finish on here. Need some cool air to come in. Five minutes of injury time. Maybe the frequency of the thunder and fireworks might not be in the hearing range. The fireworks you think would be fairly high, but thunder can be really low, can't it? Yeah. Smart dog. Thunder and fireworks are not edible. If they were, the hearing would work perfectly. Now, every single time there's any kind of collision in the air, they're going to go down holding the face and pretend to be elbowed. Yep, we were talking about vinyl flooring earlier on, Steve, we were. Louise has got vinyl floorboards. We've got vinyl flagstones. I think Mandy's got vinyl stone as well. TV off, tablet on for the footy. You don't have to worry about your TV. It's not the 70s anymore. Genuinely. Do you give them treats during storms? If you do, maybe they're acting scared to get treats. That is taking stealth to a new level, that one. Oh, poor Lego doesn't eat when he's stressed. Arvin just rolls up in a ball and sleeps through it. Oh, man. Yep. We're talking about lino, proper old school lino. In the industry, Cardine, considered the best. A little bit more expensive, but well worth it. There you go. Do you know what? I'm going to pin there. Message pinned, vinyl flooring. If you're looking at vinyl flooring, industry tip there. That's the stuff to get. And if it is more expensive, it's normally for a reason, isn't it? It lasts longer, it's better quality. What speed's the vinyl? 78, 45 or 33s? Showing your age there with your 78s. We're talking about wax cylinders and all kinds next. Lego's just a nervous wreck. I'm not surprised, the poor sod. I was going to say, it's a natural thing as well, lightning. But then heights are natural, and I'm shit scared of heights, so who am I to say anything? Proper light show. You've got a light show there now, have you? And if we have nothing. He's got mental baggage, has he? Arvin's never has negative experience in her life. Much more zen. It's better padding. Alright. So it makes it more comfy to walk on at least. Should be more hard wearing as well if it's thicker. Yeah, at least he's got you and Arvin for comfort. It's in a soundproof room, a bit like a studio. Just go in there while there's any kind of fireworks or thunder going on. There you go. Spain are into the final. They think it's all over. It is now. Right, well, game 1 over, game 2 to come. Don't think the French have done themselves any favours there. They never looked overly bothered about being 2-1 down. Oh well. Does that mean Didier Deschamps will be sacked in the morning? Will the French Football Federation be happy with getting to a semi? Or will it be night of the long knives? Everyone is afraid of something. Steve, you're afraid of salad. I don't believe in salad. That's the thing on the side of the plate that you throw away at the end of the meal, isn't it? Yeah, not being afraid of things also makes you take risks and die early. It's a protection mechanism, it is. Me being scared of heights means I won't get on somewhere massively high and possibly damage myself. Good thinking. Netherlands against Spain. Final. You never know, depending on which England turn up. England on the day will easily beat the Dutch. The Dutch on their day will easily beat the English. The worst thing is, both teams, when they're not playing well, will lose the game at the same time. It'll be absolutely bloody awful. But hopefully, we'll have a decent game anyway. Don't eat the meat-eating plants. They're afraid of house fire. I think a lot of people seem to have that because it's such a nasty thing to happen. Was the football on? Yes, Mandy, there was. You missed it. It was great. It was one for the ages. Yeah, be careful. They might jump off your plate and onto your face. I don't know if you wanted Spain to win. I like the way they play football, so I'm not overly displeased with Spain winning. Prediction for tomorrow night. Here we go. It's not a sure thing at all. You never know. That's the thing. Two sides that can snatch defeat from the jaws of victory very easily. 2-1 for Netherlands. Spiders and clowns. Hell no. Is that one of your latest AI songs? Because if not, it should be. Spiders and clowns. Hell no. Will I be covering the new Olympic sport of breakdancing? Of course I will. We've been talking about lino. You need a bit of lino to throw on the floor to do your breakdancing. This is all connected, man. Anything in the uncanny valley, clowns, dolls, spooky shadows. You think penalties, and we both suck at that, so you can't bet. Well, England did do well in the last one, 5. Both Scousers back in the Dutch in the chat. I think England will win. This is the thing about us, I think, being blue compared to being the Reds as well. The Reds are very anti-English, whereas the Blues are more apathetic towards the English. The way Liverpool as a city got treated means that we are very apathetic towards them. But I think we'd rather England win than get beat. But if they do get beat, it doesn't affect us like it affects the rest of the country. So it's a slightly different way. Plus, Art Thomas isn't a Scouser. Art Thomas is a wool lad, aren't you? But yeah, would rather they win, but if they don't, it's not the end of the world for us. That's the way we look at it, I think, anyway. And if the Dutch do win, I then still have something I can cheer for in the final. Yeah, hope for an England win for Pickers. He would deserve to win a medal for what he's done for England. It might be a long series of penalties. We have seen some stupidly long games where penalties have gone to like 15, 13 and 15, 14 and what have you. Oh.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
That's the level 9. Good stuff. Thank you, Mold. That's proper OG, that, isn't it? Original gangsters. The OGs. First, you're voting for the Netherlands. Just like Eurovision fuck contest. Yeah, if you know, you know. That's for the people that were around. My OG's been round long time, blood. And there you go. If the Dutch lose, Hendrik's be cheering for England. And of course, if the English lose, I'll be cheering for the Dutch. So we're all in this together, aren't we? What's the removals company got to do with it? You can't beat the picker. Pickfads. Yes, he is a wool. Didn't clarify it until he was outed as a PR wool, which is just, that's wool to the next level if you're a PR wool. It's like wool squared, isn't it? It will be the only medal he's getting, and he does deserve it. It would be nice to see him get something with us as well, even if it's just like a league cup. It's not the same as the FA Cup, but I wouldn't mind the League Cup. Medal's a medal. I was there in '95. I don't want to be chatting about it to me grandkids. I was there the last time we won something. No. Come on, football, Jeff. Yes, we have our lovely and beautiful Dutch ladies in our chat. All the best for tomorrow, and may the best team win. And at the end of it, there will be no harsh words. We will all get on like a house on fire because... Sorry, Esther, not house on fire. We'll all get on well at the end of it. That's what we do. Still dream of a League Cup win. It would be great, wouldn't it? The domestic set. That would be fantastic. Anything. I want to see us lift anything at the moment. Yep. Breakdancing is one of the new Olympic sports they're trying. Either way, cheering for both countries. Wool squared. Isn't that crochet? Wool squared. Samplers. You were there in '85. How good were we in '85? We were fantastic. '2028's new sport is probably Olympic voguing. I will watch the hell out of that. Can we pick something? Can we get a list of all the sports in the Olympics? Can we have a bear's paw sport? The more random, the better. And then something that we're all going to watch and then commentate on as though we are absolute experts on. We'll just make it up as we go along. And if anyone hazards upon the live to be confused to hell, I'd love that. If they're doing kabaddi in the Olympics, I will watch that. I will watch every single one of those. Second round qualifiers at 3 o'clock in the morning. I will be there. Yeah, 85 Milk Cup against Sun. Who scored the winning goal in that? I remember watching it and I can't remember too much of the match. Doggy walk time. Zullen we buiten gaan? Zullen we buiten gaan? Yep. 2032 competitive Macarena. 85. That was a great year, but also a shitty one. The fact that we didn't win the FA Cup, that would have made it perfect. The treble. No problem, Motherweek. Thank you very much. Quick pee and back to sleep, yes. That you all the dogs. All of you. Glad someone had a pleasant time at Wembley in 85. I was lucky to miss that one, I think. But I also missed the Cup Winners' Cup game. Even though my dad got loads of tickets for it. Which, of course, were distributed to lots of family. Anyone for FC20 that had a ticket that didn't want it, my dad sorted a home for it. Asa Hartford. Man, Asa played for us as well. The man with a hole in the heart, who was once referred to as a wholehearted player. I remember the kits, I remember watching the game, but I can't remember anything about it. Isn't that weird? Let's have a look at that. 85 Milk Cup. Final. All right, 85 Football League Cup Final, or the Milk Cup Final, yeah. Won by Norwich. The Canaries defeated Sunderland 1-0 at Wembley Stadium, 24th of March 1985, with an own goal scored by Gordon Chisholm, who deflected Asa Hartford's shot past goalkeeper Chris Turner. Later in the second half, Clive Walker missed a penalty, awarded for a handball by Norwich defender Dennis van Wijk. Chris Turner always blamed me dad for him being a liner. He used to come out and collect balls all the time till he played against me dad. Then he just stayed on his line and tried to save shots. Quite rightly. Steve Bruce and Dave Watson, yeah, I remember that. John Dean up front. Man. Here we go, here's the teams. Norwich. Chris Woods in goal, yeah. Paul Haylock, Dennis van Wijk, Steve Bruce, Peter Mendham, Dave Waggy Watson, captain, of course. Mark Barham, bloody hell is the name from the past. Mick Shannon, John Dean, Asa Hartford, Louis Donowa, John Devine on the bench, Ken Brown being manager. Sunderland, Chris Turner, Barry Venison, captain. Nick Pickering, I remember him as well. Gary Bennett, Gordon Chisholm, David Corner, Peter Daniel, Ian Wallace. I forgot he played for them. Ian Wallace, we were talking about him the other week, weren't we? With the Coventry kit. David Hodgson, he used to babysit me when I was a kid. Former Middlesbrough and Liverpool player. Steve Berry, Clive Walker, Howard Gale, another Scouser on the bench as well. Len Ashurst, Neil Midgley, referee. Attendance 100,000. What? That's proper. See if you remember this as well. Paul and Withy, Windows sponsor. The route to the final for Norwich. In the second round you played Preston North End away, 3-3. At home, 6-1. 9-4 on aggregate. Third round, Aldershot at home, 0-0. Needed a replay and you beat them 4-0 away. Fourth round, beat Notts County 3-0 at home. Fifth round, Grimsby away, 1-0. Semi-final. Ipswich, bloody hell, I didn't realise you played Ipswich in the semi. got beat 1-0 away, won 2-0 at home. That's surprising. Well, obviously, I wasn't in the country at the time. I'd seen the final, what have you, but I didn't realise you played Ipswich in the semis. Sunderland, Palace in the second round, won 2-1 at home, 0-0 away, 2-1 on aggregate. Drew with Forest in the third round, 1-1, beat them at home 1-0. Fourth round, 0-0, Spurs at home, beat them away 2-1. Watford 1-0, beat them away. Semi, Chelsea, 2-0 at home, 3-2 away, 1-5-2 on aggregate. What? So in the second round you had to play 2 legs. Mad thing, fam, mad thing. Ipswich semi-final, it's all we remember. You will always remember beating your rivals, but if you're beating them in a semi-final to get to Wembley, that will stick in the mind. Steve Bruce header, why am I not surprised at that? If it's a Steve Bruce goal, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be a header. Nice little trip down memory lane. Oh, hang on, no, wrong one. No doubt that'll be on ITV somewhere, won't it? Yeah, I've just seen that advert. Paddy and Molly, no mercy. Show no mercy. No. Paddy, unfortunately, it seems to be a bit of a tit, doesn't he? Just though getting punched repeatedly in the face is bad for your behaviour. Beat Ipswich in the playoffs as well. Stuff like that's always good, I think. Beating them is always good, but if you can beat them in something that really means a lot to them as well. A semi, a final, at Wembley. Hits home harder. And they can't forget it. Paddy is a tit. Paddy's a bad tit. My consultant in the hospital, stroke consultant, is an absolute genius. Paddy McCartney, and he is also referred to as Paddy the Baddie when I was in there, and he's a much better person than this fuckwit. What did I mean about picking a sport for the Olympics? We could do with picking a sport that we all watch together and then just talk about it as if we all know exactly what we're talking about. The way I do with most things, make stuff up, and if it's said with enough conviction, anyone who's stumbling across the live will think, he really knows his stuff there. Molly's a powder keg. She is. You wouldn't want to take a flat week home to her, would you? Not that she's interested in men, but you know what I mean. It's Paddy on Merlin. He's on something. Merlin does sound like something the Scousers would be on as well, doesn't it? Lad, me mate's coming round later, you do your 3 Merlin there, lad, 3 bags of Merlin. 20 a go or 3 for 50. Get on the Merlin, lad. It's like the Mozan but twice as strong. Know what I mean, lad? As somebody turns up who's got no obvious signs of wealth creation in an Aston Martin. What do you want, lad? I've got loads in the boot there. Just fucking keep it smart, like, you know what I mean? Don't want the busy's coming down, I'll get on top. Well, thank almighty fuck for that. My Tesco trip must have sent me over the edge. I have hit my steps target for the day. I do not need to go out in the rain, nor the thunder, nor the lightning. And no taxi dad in the morning. She's off work tomorrow. I get a lie in. Up the workers. What sports are there to choose from? You have got more of an idea than I have, because I didn't even realise breakdancing was in it. Is there, I don't know, is there something somewhere? There must be. Google must tell you what sports are available in the Olympics this year. The more random the sport, the better. The only problem with choosing breakdancing is I think there'll be loads of people on social media who will understand the ins and outs of breakdancing. Dressage, on the other hand, what's the musical dressage? The disco dancing dressage, stuff like that, you know. Yeah, you're old enough to remember Franz Klammer. I remember Franz Klammer as well, yeah. When the Olympics are on, the Winter Olympics, you mention Klammer, you sound like an expert. Absolutely. And I love the stupid sport. I say stupid. Anyone's watching who does synchronised swimming or fucking diving and what have you. It's not a stupid sport to you, I know that. I mean, compared to what we're normally used to, the glory sports, 100 metres, 110 metres hurdles, there's football on and stuff like that, you know, them kind of things. All the runny, jumpy, throwy things, all them ones. It's the weird of the sport. You get people watching them who've never watched synchronised diving in their life, and within the space of 10 minutes they are experts on it. Oh, they'll take points off them for that. How do you know? I've been watching it for 10 minutes. I love that side of it. Have a look at dressage. I remember being in the Pen and Wig. There was footy on. Oh, it was only sort of lower league footy, but one of the our fellows that was in there was an absolute knob, and he'd already sorted out the TV that day. Like, come on, the footy's on. We've had a bet here. No, sorry. The the dressage is on. I'm looking forward to this all morning. You fucking tit. In fact, it wasn't the footy at all. It was the horse racing, which then led to one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. The big telly where we were had dressage on it. The little tellies round the sides had the horse racing on, but the horse racing was also then piped through to the speakers. So you sat watching dressage with horse racing commentary over the top of it. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen, because it sounded legit, but it looked weird. Yeah, that blew me mind, that one. Yeah, they didn't enter the water upright. You knew it, didn't you? Oh, more of a splash there than last time. What do you mean last time? You literally sat there for 5 minutes. You're on your first pint, barely got the head taken off it. Now you're a fucking expert in diving, are you? But that's what you're supposed to do when the Olympics is on. The Winter Olympics is even better, because most of that we don't do. We don't do it in school. You might have done shot put or hammer throwing or something during the summer. No one is doing Xbox snowboarding during the summer in Liverpool, are they? Curry and Cousins, the ice skating, yeah. Katarina Witt, Olga Korbut, Nadia Comaneci, Jeff, yeah. I think we all remember her back then. That was just. Was she the first ever to get? Was it 10s all round or 6s all round, whichever it was? That's her name. I almost used her as well for the Romania, didn't I? And I think instead I used Vlad the Impaler. You're having that one, Dave. Yeah, Romania. I very, very nearly used it for the thumbnail, but I couldn't find I can't remember who they were playing. Whoever Romania were playing, I couldn't find someone equivalent to her, so I went for Vlad the Impaler. Good old days back then, though, wasn't it? The proper good old days. Robin Cousins. Of course, everyone who watched that will remember things like triple salco, toe loops. Words and phrases that you don't get anywhere else. How do we know them? Because we spent hour after hour watching this rubbish that we wouldn't normally watch. Because it's the Olympics, we'll watch that. And then the velodrome cycling, where they all go dead slow and then someone suddenly darts off and they all chase after them. Watching it going, oh, he's gone too early, he's gone too... How do we know he's gone too fucking early? Seriously. I can't even ride a bike anymore. Why am I moaning about it? My dad loves his athletics and he knows it quite well. He was a triple jumper, champion triple jumper at school. I think Merseyside champion at one point. And a swimmer as well, so he was around that. He only started playing football to keep fit during the winter. But he'll sit there and we'll talk about things with the air of someone who knows exactly what he's talking about. And after a while I'm sitting there thinking, he hasn't got a fucking clue here, has he? You thought Coe's name was Sir Bastian. Sir Bastian Coe. He's done well, hasn't he, to be knighted at this age? That means you can't possibly knight him now because he'd be Sir Bastian. And that would make you sound like Arkwright, wouldn't it? Sir Bastian. Heike Drexler got you through puberty. I remember her as well. Yeah, I remember her quite well. There's a few random names from back then. Names that you used to hear constantly. Remember Silky Gladish? I always remember her because it sounded a bit like Gladys, as in Gladys Street. Someone pissed. Silky Gladish? What? You've got a silk scarf from the Gladys Street. What are you on about? Heike Drexler, yeah. Was she long jumper and sprinter, wasn't she? Blonde. So I'm led to believe. Coe and Ovett. Seb Coe, Steve Ovett. Now that's, again, I'm not a huge athletics fan, but back then that was an absolute rivalry for the ages. And then, as great as they were, Steve Cram came in and just wiped the floor with the pair of them. Similar to, I don't know, Steve Davis. All of a sudden Stephen Hendry came in. It's like, what? The changing of the guard. Yeah, but then I miss that kind of stuff. I miss the athletics with the old red and blue stripe over the top of the number from shitty places that didn't have very good TV signals. So it was an awful audio. Pretty poor signal on the TV as well. From some random place, middle of Finland or Russia or somewhere. Brilliant. We should have more of that. And we should also, on things like Soccer Saturday or whatever's being done nowadays, have someone ringing in from the ground on a landline. Old school it, man. We need more old school. Lie in, yep. Daley Thompson whistling during the anthem, yep. What a man he was. He was like Superman, wasn't he? Could do absolutely everything. Trying to think back then. Who else was around? Maybe a bit later, Steve Backley, wasn't it? The javelin. There was a Welsh triple jumper. What was that? Dressage, no clue what that is. It's on a horse, sort of dancing, like ballet dancing for horse, really. Do it to music. Horse breakdancing. Only don't get on the backs and spin round. It was the Welsh triple jumper. That's going to annoy me, that now. Jonathan Edwards. Jonathan Edwards, not Welsh, also not from Newcastle. I didn't realise this. He spoke with a bit of a Geordie accent, didn't he? He was born in Westminster, London. Just looking now, he attended West Buckland School in Devon. And then he went to Durham University to study physics. But I remember him speaking with a northeast accent. It's bizarre, that. I always thought he was from up there. That's freaked me out, that. He was a big Christian, wasn't he? Jonathan Davis was Welsh, by the way. And his name, Jiffy. I almost said Jinxie then, Jiffy. Fantastic rugby player, both at Union and League. Played for Widnes in a great team with Martin the Fire. His nickname is Chariots, obviously. Hup, skipping a jump, was the Dutch triple jumper. He was indeed. We're having that one, Dave. He was a rather good, wasn't he, Jonathan Edwards? He's 58. I was going to say, I remember him being a bit of a Christian. It mentions here now. He also presented episodes of the BBC Christian worship programme, Songs of Praise. That must have been before Allard went there and started getting his lad out constantly. It was Ewan Thomas, Welsh runner, wasn't he? Colin Jackson, Welsh 110 metres hurdler. $18 metres something he jumped. That's ridiculous, isn't it? They could jump long, them boys, they could. Rubbing Cousins. Not quite, Robin Cousins. Didn't Hup marry Fanny Schmeller? Now a famous clip, that one of course, isn't it? Jumping for Jesus. He should have done that, he really should. He should have had that written on the back of his top. And then when he finishes, put your hands on the screen. Repeat after me. Robin. Great Scouse name, that, like. As somebody said when we signed Robin Olsen, who's Robin Olsen? And I just went, somebody wants Olsen but doesn't want to pay for it. Oh, very funny. I thought it was. Just thinking about the Olympics, the Dutch was didn't we always have some kind of thing with them where we'd always manage to get the Dutch in the hockey, wouldn't we? Who was the fella that we had up front for the England hockey? Sean Carey. Where the fuck did that come from? Do you remember him, Sean Carey? Dark-haired forward for Team GB. Always playing the Dutch every 5 fucking minutes. My sister's games teacher, was in the women's Olympic hockey squad. She played for Hightown, I think it was, on a regular hockey gig. Imagine that. Going to school and then all of a sudden during the holidays you put the telly on and there's your teacher at the Olympics. Mad. Hockey forward, yes, Sean Carey. Don't know where that name came from. That was dragged up from out my boots, that one. It's like all our yesterdays, this, isn't it? And it was Steve Backley's... No, it was a Czech fella that used to constantly beat him. Small fella. You had a PE teacher who was in the GB men's hockey side. This must be far more common than I thought then. But mad that, isn't it? Esther, you're off, no worries. See you tomorrow. Who was the javelin dude? Jan Železny, that was it, wasn't it? Lynn Davies. Long jumper, yes. That's old school as well, that, isn't it? You also had a former West Indian pro supporting cricket in the summer. What? I remember in Middlesbrough, the top of our road, Cricket Lane as it was called, was the cricket club, Normanby Cricket Club. They had a South African fast bowler, and at the time he was the biggest person in the world I'd ever seen. He was about 6'7". I'd never seen anyone that tall. I always thought my dad was tall, being 6'2", and this fella just dwarfed him. That's when I realised there was some massive human beings out there. Jan Železny, that was the one. With a dark hair, the occasional sort of proto mullet. I must have watched more athletics than I thought, to be honest with you. I seem to remember quite a lot of these people. Very interesting now, I find. Very interesting, very interesting. Right, yeah, I'm going to have a look at what sports there are. We are going to have to adopt a sport. And it might not be the match hatchet, it might be something else. If it's badminton, it could be the shuttlecock nuke or something like that, you know. But we'll have something anyway. A colonel in the Czech army. What? Fair play to him, like. So was this practiced by hoying grenades at people? Is that how he started? And then when it comes to having like games day, everyone just looked around and went, "You've got to join this, mate. You've got to go in for this javelin. You can hoy that fucking miles." Off you go. He was only small, wasn't he? Compared to Steve Backley, was massive, proper, not ridiculously big, but that really good athletic build, big shoulders, strong arms, and he looked tiny compared to him. But look, me, he could throw it for miles. The Sportal Portal, right? You're having that, Dave? Yeah, we're having that. I'll have to make a Sportal Portal. Well, I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. I can do it in the morning. There you go. We need to have something. Getting closer to this watch hours. I will at some point, as soon as the 4,000 is hit, I will fall back a bit. so you don't get sick of seeing me face, but we need to have somewhere to meet up and take the piss, don't we? The Olympic picnic. There you go. Another. Oh, these are all going in. We're having this. This is going in as well. The Olympics could be the making of us. Yes, loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. We're loving it like that. Right, well. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh, that was that. Right, well, I need to go and do something, I think. Put my feet up. Cool down a bit. Check all the house is locked up. And have a nice glass of wine. It's always wine. I suppose it could be sport on. As in Olympics. Could be. What could I make with the Olympic rings? I've got to be able to make something out of the Olympic rings, haven't I? Something paws related. I wonder. I'll get working on that. Yeah, in England. Are you alone? Well, hopefully, no matter what happens tomorrow, the nation has a chance to enjoy it. Come together a little bit. Stop the division. Come together. Let's begin the healing. Paws as rings, all different colours. We could have that. Watch this space. Oh, watch that space as well. I bought another one so I can use one while my other one's getting cleaned. I've now got 2 thermos flasks. Because I'm such an absolute knob. Jeff and the boys peeking through them. They could have one each, couldn't they? Me, Jeff, Horace, Kippers and Olga. The Olympirism. This could work. This could work. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and put my feet up and enjoy the fact that I don't have to be up early in the morning. Does it taste of white vinegar and bicarb? The other one does at the moment. I also got a bottle brush in Tesco in the baby aisle with all the baby stuff for cleaning baby's bottles to make sure it was fully cleaned. And I shouldn't be leaving tea in it too long. Need a head jog. That's what we need. A head jog in the sink like you have in pubs. Do with one of them, that'll clean it. Man, you could knit the rings. You could actually, yeah. Could you knit all 5 rings? They're all interlocked, aren't they? Could you do that? Do that. Do it. Do it now. Yeah, so I'm going to put my feet up and put my phone on charge because for some bleeding reason this is down to Zodall. Zodall with a capital Zod. So, cheers everyone. Very much appreciated. It was a half decent game, wasn't it? You know. 1 down. 1 to go, then we're on to the final. Mandy could, but Mandy won't. Mandy could, Mandy should, Mandy won't. Have it hanging in the background. Head jogs were banned. They were. Because they were unhealthy. But they were better if you had one. Use them for cleaning all the lipstick around the glasses. Then put them in the glass washer. Because that way they were completely cleaned and completely healthy. Yep. Boner noche. Yeah, good shout, Thomas. Hope Helen feels better very soon. Hopefully a decent night's kip and she'll be alright. And our Rubes is looking after her. So good night a todos. There is all, isn't it, in Spanish? Yeah, I think. It was only us two watching, yeah. Probably was, wasn't it? Everyone else is just watching something else or deep in the chat. I enjoyed it though, it was a good game. Good game. Higher than a 4, 5. Brucey.
Another great night here at the Paris Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat, told the odd joke. Now get in our hot tub for a post-stream soak.
Hang on.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Level 13, Tomash, again, yes. We'll check this out tomorrow. We'll see what's going on in here. But, for the time being, that's that.
Hoo-yah!